Look Outreach is underwritten by the generous support of Munter Enterprises. Family owned and operated since 1972, integrity is important, as our family name is on every project. Our word is our bond. Munter Enterprises. Just build it.
Welcome back, everyone. Okay, quick sidebar to start this one. It's got to be 6 or 7 years ago. That's when I first met one of the three people here. And we were invited to go over to Parks Heritage Federal Credit Union and meet the membership. As you know, banks are different than federal credit unions. Federal credit unions have memberships. It's a very different makeup, and one that I personally find much more interesting, rewarding, and the personal involvement. And we went over there, and the membership, they care for those who care. And that means that it's EMS and it's firefighters, it's police and whatever. We went over and we did some shooting. Remember, Sin?
I do.
And I will never forget what it was like to talk to the people who day to day are in the field making sure that we're safe. And it's stayed with me forever. Well, lo and behold, fast forward. Joining me is Cindy Campopiano, who is the COO of Parks Heritage Federal Credit Union. Welcome, Sin.
Thank you very much.
Anthony LaPointe, who is the CEO of the big dog of Parks Heritage Federal Credit Union, and Doug Wildermuth. Did I get it right, Doug?
You did.
I did. Great, yeah. Thanks. Who's the owner of E5 Support Services, and we'll explain in a second what that's about. Well, first, welcome all of you. Cindy, that's really true. You know, I'll just never forget that. And recently we were talking, and you said, I got an idea. I want us to have an appreciation day. I want to have a day that really brings the community together for EMS. Where'd you come up with that idea?
I have to give credit to my husband, Kevin.
Great.
So he threw it out there that we need to have some sort of fun activity that brings the EMS professionals and their families together so we can really show our appreciation for everything they do on a day-to-day basis.
Right. Now, Anthony, how'd you put this together?
You know, it's interesting. Cindy's done a lot of the work with Doug, but it provided a good opportunity for us to recognize our membership. It's a good opportunity to get their families together, to have some fun, and also show the community a little bit about what the EMS service providers do on a day-to-day basis.
Now, the date for this is June 11, which is Sunday. Explain to me how the day goes, because there's a very interesting thing here about a competition that I'm going to talk to Doug about. But what's the day going to be like?
I'm going to actually let Cindy talk about that.
All right, Cindy.
Okay, so the day is going to start early. It's going to be at 8 a.m., and we're going to have some educational services that Doug will speak on.
Right.
But at 10 o'clock, that's the fun time. We're going to have some bounce houses for the kids,
Nice.
families. We're going to have lunch between 11 and 1:30. There's going to be a helicopter landing, weather permitting, at 3:30, and we're going to wrap it up at 4. So it's going to be a great day for everybody.
Now, you mentioned food, but we have to go back because it's barbecue.
It is Big D's Barbecue.
Yeah.
So
You know what? I want to go back to say, because there's barbecue and then there's barbecue, and that's Big D's. You've got a DJ too, right?
we're working on it,
Yeah,
so there
okay.
will be music.
Well, Cindy, if you're working on it, it's going to happen. I'll tell you that right now. So as you can tell, it's a real fun day for the whole family. But I want to go into this very interesting twist to this, Doug, which is that now E5 Support Services, you provide consulting and training and support for people in the EMS field, correct?
Correct.
Okay. How does that work?
Well, we were created about 6 years ago. In essence, we have a group of employees that work with volunteer companies to go ahead and help substantiate some of their staffing issues during the day. So when everybody needs to call 911 and get an ambulance there, we have somebody there for them. Simultaneously, we also do a lot of training with these agencies and different EMS members, and that's what we provide for them.
You know, and I want to cycle back, because when I was talking about that before, that could be rescue squads, it could be fire departments, divisions of fire departments, right?
Yep.
Lake George Rescue Squad.
It's one of our
You
training
get
clients.
the idea, and
Yep.
when you think about that, it doesn't happen every day, but when you need it, you need the services, you need the support, and you need professionals, right?
That's what we offer.
If you ever need it, you need it there.
Yep.
Right. All right. So you're taking E5 Support Services, and it's part of this day. You're setting up a competition. Tell me about the competition.
So what we wanted to do is make this educational and yet of value for our families, our EMS families, and other clients and constituents from the credit union. So in order to do that, what we want to do is give a scenario that our teams can come with, all prepared and ready. So when they present it, they'll be judged in the morning on each scenario, such as somebody having chest pain or difficulty breathing, which is quite common in our field. And then when they'll proceed that, they'll be evaluated. And then we'll go ahead with our families and participate in the lunches and bouncy houses and music and enjoy ourselves. And then a little bit later, with help from our sponsors, at 1 o'clock-ish, we're going to start to do what's called a cardiac arrest relay race. It's new, it's inventive, and what we want to do is use some of the devices that our vendors have, as well as our expertise, and actually practice a cardiac arrest going into the house and then loading the patient into an ambulance. And that will be timed as well as judged. And the winner of both the morning scenario and the afternoon scenario has a chance to win $500 for their agency.
This is so creative. It's really something. And it's also very important because you know what you're talking about there. I mean, I just said how important it is that when you pick up the phone that they're there to help you. But that word, operative word in that is response time, right? So this competition is set up with these professionals to be able to just sort of compete over that response time. The time it takes to actually diagnose, I assume, what it is, the time it takes to get the proper equipment, and the time it takes to get that person loaded into an ambulance.
Many families oftentimes, when they see or hear somebody going into cardiac arrest, automatically think of the worst. And unfortunately, it is a negative time, but it doesn't have to be if the proper skills are applied in a timely fashion. And that's what we want a lot of our professionals to do. And I think this kind of brings in hones down a lot of those skills, but at the same time, you know, as enjoyable as it could be, amongst our colleagues, compete for something, for a goal.
Yes, sure. Now you know why I love this one. All right, we've got a couple of things that you should do. If you're an EMS professional, Saratoga, Warren, or Washington County, get a team together and notify Parks Heritage Federal Credit Union in Glens Falls that you want to participate. You don't have to be a member of the credit union, right? This is really to show appreciation for the people that take enough time to care for those who care. And that's really what we're talking about here. You get an opportunity to compete. You get the family there. There's music. There's food, barbecue, and you get to compete a little bit as well. Just a wonderful opportunity. We're going to be there. We're going to videotape this thing because I want people to see firsthand who are not involved in the profession, really how you care. All right, Sin, great to see you as always. Anthony, great to see you.
Good to be here.
You, Doug.
Thank you.
And don't forget, this is Sunday, June 11th. Starts early in the morning, 8 a.m. at Glens Falls High School.
Rain or shine.
Yes, rain or shine.
If it rains, it's in the gym.
Right. Call Parks Heritage Federal Credit Union in Glens Falls if you need any information. But it is Sunday, June 11th. It starts at 8 o'clock in the morning at Glens Falls High School.
Correct.
A couple of reasons for there. A lot of space to move around for the competition, fun, to dance and everything else. They're going to be landing a helicopter.
That's right.
Weather permitting.
Yeah.
We always qualify those things, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But I got news for you. That's always a treat, too. All right. Thanks for coming in. Great to see you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
To see this interview again, you can head to our website, looktvonline.com.